Hi, everyone. I'm Ursula Rozum, and I'm running for Congress in New York's 24th Congressional District. You may or may not know this, but it's one of the 10 top watched congressional races in the country this year. And I'm running against a Tea Party Republican and a corporate Democrat. I like to say that they represent the worst of both their parties. They represent the failure of Congress to meet the needs of the American people. And the message that we're sending to voters is real solutions can't wait. We need new leadership. We need leaders that are ready to solve problems and not just participate in partisan bickering. And it's been a pretty exciting nonstop race. The media has been very friendly covering the campaign. They've allowed us to get some of our issues out there to the voters, and voters are very supportive, to the point where I've been referred to as the second most dangerous woman in central New York after my Tea Party opponent. So we've been talking about economic justice and the need for public jobs through a Green New Deal. We've been talking about legislation I would propose for a zero carbon America by 2025. And we've also touched on issues such as ending the drug war, grounding the drones, drug decriminalization. And I've really been the only champion of single payer healthcare in this race so far. So in a recent Siena College poll, I came out with 7%. And only about 19% of those polled had heard of my campaign. And so that means that over a third of voters, when they hear about me and the issues that we're raising, are supportive. So we're at a place right now where we're working really hard to reach more voters, and we're in the process of producing TV ads. We've been distributing lots of literature, and so far I've been invited to 3 of the big debates, TV and radio, and also to numerous community forums where I'll get to take on my opponents, and I'm looking forward to that. So, does anyone have any questions? Okay. Yes, Barbara?
The pressure that's being put on you to drop out of the race, to step aside.
Well, do you want to talk about the pressure that's being put on me to step out of the race? Several people in the progressive community are trying to put pressure on me to step out of the race, but I've also received a couple of offers of pledge a picket. For every personal contact I get from someone encouraging me to drop out, I have a couple supporters that are going to be donating to my campaign. Howie?
What's your climate action plan?
Our climate action plan is, we're calling it Zero Carbon America by 2025, and we're basically calling for an Apollo-style investment in climate action to invest in renewable energy, in a renewable energy transition. Yeah. So, do you want the details of the climate action plan? They want the details. Well, we know that we can't have serious action on climate if our energy economy is held hostage by big energy. So we want to, first of all, have federal bans on drilling for gas, mountaintop removal coal mining, and also offshore oil drilling and fracking. That's what I meant by drilling for gas, in case anyone was confused. And I would support public ownership of energy industries so we can take their profits and invest them in a renewable energy transition. And so we've looked at some scientific studies that look at the feasibility of transition. And so we know it's possible if we try. So we're calling for a 10-year, $10 trillion investment, which is very similar to what some of Obama's staff has been saying, what we need to at least get our infrastructure up to adequate levels at this point. And so I think it's something that's really popular with the public right now, investment in renewable energy and real energy independence, not this kind of energy use that relies on big oil, big energy. So the Climate Action Plan, you can read all about it at ursulaforcongress.com. It's on there. And yeah, some people think it's pie in the sky, and other people are 100% behind it. But I think the more and more research and writing that's coming out is showing us that a dignified economy where our energy needs are met and where the climate is stable needs to be based on climate science and some goals that we can reach. And it's been really popular among conservatives in our area as well, because Wayne County and Cayuga County, which are part of my district, I didn't mention that. Our district is Onondaga County, Wayne County, Cayuga County, and Oswego County. It's huge, and it's very rural. And so I've been surprised by some of the conservative folks that have really experienced firsthand the effects of the changing climate this year. And they've told me all about how it's been driving meat prices up and how their apple harvests and their peach harvests have failed. So a climate action plan is actually proving a lot more popular than I had expected it would. Yes?
What's the response of the public to your campaign to eliminate the drone program? How are people responding in your district?
Well, we have a very active anti-drone movement in our district because we are home of the 174th Attack Wing that pilots and maintains drones that go out to Afghanistan and Pakistan. So there is a bit of a split in our community about drones, but part of it is because a lot of people still don't know that they are flown out of Syracuse. And so I'm the only candidate talking about ending the use of drones, and my opponents, both of them, while in Congress, have supported increased funding for the drone program in Central New York. They're looking at the jobs angle, and what we're saying is that we need to put Lockheed Martin and the other military contractors in our district to work developing sustainable energy technologies, things that'll make us resilient in the long run, and not technologies that will just generate more resentment towards our country around the world. Karen?
Yes, I'm just wondering what's been the response of young people, and especially young women, to your campaign?
Well, I wish I would have brought them. We have these really great T-shirts that say feminism is a key value, vote Green Party. And young women have been pretty excited about that aspect of the campaign, the T-shirts. And I think our campaign has generated an influx of younger volunteers and activists into the Green Party. We have a new campus chapter of the College Greens at Syracuse University and SUNY ESF. They're contiguous campuses. So young people have been I think have gotten very excited about this campaign, and I think it's even some media has also commented to me that, it's really great to see a fresh young face running for office and representing the party. Howie?
Did I read in the Post Standard a lot of Occupy Syracuse folks from into the Green Party?
That's true. A number of Occupy Syracuse folks have come to the Green Party, yes. A lot of them have registered to vote for the first time this year so that they could vote for me, which is very exciting. So we've been around. We didn't try to take over Occupy, and, they just kind of got involved on their own, and it's been really great to have their support. So like I mentioned before, this is one of the hottest races in Central New York. I hear it talked about on Capitol Tonight, for example, sometimes. I'm just hearing that it's one of the top 10 Democratic Party pickups. That's what they want. And it kind of pisses me off to think that they feel so entitled to the votes of the progressive community. And so I'm there to give people a real choice. And I think people want it. And even the nasty commenters on Syracuse.com seem to really like me, because they know that the major parties, they're too busy fighting each other to solve problems. And so I think this is a really good race for the Green Party, for the Green Party of New York State. And so I would encourage you all to visit my website and consider contributing if you haven't yet. We're thinking that once we launch our ads, my campaign is going to be even more popular, because right now there's just back-to-back nasty ads of my opponents slinging mud at each other. And we think that once my positive ads get on the air, it'll be even better for the campaign. So if you're able to, if you've already donated, thank you. And if you haven't yet, I hope you'll consider. I'll send you a Feminism is a Key Value shirt in exchange for your donation. So thank you so much. Green Party of New York.